I'm really honored and humbled to be here with all of you today, to be given this opportunity, first of all, to welcome you, as Rita did, of course, on unceded ancestral lands of the Algonquin and Anishinaabe people, lands on which our ancestors have occupied and continue to occupy. A while back, and there's been a lot of discussion, and we see the climate change and the impact around the world, and certainly in Canada, of what's occurring. Like many Anishinaabe people, we're concerned about the environment. We're concerned and believe, I've always believed, our teachings tell us that nature has rights, that nature is alive. A river has a right to flow, to exist, to allow fish to survive. It has a right to be clean. It doesn't mean that there isn't development. It's how we do it. In the past while, I spoke to people about the Gatineau River. And I said, what are we doing? What can we do together? Some people said, well, we got to talk to our politicians. And I said, well, maybe that is true. I'm a believer that when people gather together, the politicians have to follow. And if the politicians don't follow, then it's time that they be kicked out. And what are we seeking? Well, what I try to bring forward, and I'm not a lawyer, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but anyhow, what I do know, for the teachings that I've learned, is that we have a responsibility. And what I am trying to advance, and hopefully with all of you today, and many others to come, is for the Gatineau River to have jurisdictional personhood. And you might say, what is that? Jurisdictional personhood. Well, that's still to be discussed. Let's talk about it. What I do know, again, is that corporations, these large corporations that we see, have jurisdictional personhood. But we as human beings, don't follow the teachings of our ancestors who said nature as a voice, as a place, that it is a person that is living, and therefore we have this responsibility to be the voice. And again, the goal is to try to have a people movement to get the Gatineau River recognized as having, jurisdictional personhood. There's only one river in Quebec that has that recognition. It's called the Magpie. It was done with the Innu Nation, with the community and the other people. I speak from my heart, like, all Algonquin and Anishinaabe, in my belief that collectively we can. And whenever we look at Aki, the land that's connected to the river, all of you who live in this area, your roots are here. But our ancestral roots run very deep here. And whenever the land and the river is hurt, we are hurt. Our spirit is hurt. And I know there is no quick solution, but I do believe in that people movement. And therefore today is a day of celebration, but it's also a time to kind of in our minds hug the river and saying, I'm there for you. I'm going to do everything that I can, that I possibly can, to do that. So I ask you, each one of you, create dialogue amongst you to talk about this, because if you and I can't do it, who will? And I'm really hoping, in 25 or 50 years or longer down the line, when your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren look back, I hope that when they're doing research, they will say there was a time and place. There was a meeting in Wakefield and other things that occurred, and people got together and made things happen. They didn't just stand around. And yes, they didn't accomplish everything they wanted, but they made a difference. That's what I'm hoping that they'll be saying. Rather than saying they had the opportunity, but look at our environment now. Look at our river now.